Hey everybody, it's Bo here. Hey, we've got a new episode of the Risky Business with Bo York podcast out featuring none other than John David Cole. So, yeah, we're back on the mic together again and had a blast recording it. So, if you want to check it out, be sure to look for Risky Business with Bo York. That's the name of the show. I'll put a link to both the podcast and the YouTube video in the description for this. We talk about the relationship between product development and crafting art, what relationships there, what relationships shouldn't be there. Also, we talk about kind of the experience economy and how that kind of plays into really kind of a cigar focus, but I think y'all are gonna like it. Also, while we were recording, there was like some stuff that had to get cut for time just to keep everything within our 30-minute runtime. And I thought, hey, why not make sure that this actually gets seen by people who would enjoy it? So right now, I got a little bit of clip that is from the cutting room floor for this episode. If you enjoy it, be sure to check out the full episode. Again, that's Risky Business with Bo York. Thanks, y'all.
But yeah, man. So obviously, you're in the business now or you've been in the business for several years of actually crafting the product, specifically in terms of pipe
Yeah.
tobacco and that sort of thing. You've also had the opportunity to raise up craftsmen as well and train up folks under you for that
Yeah.
standpoint.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious about what does that look like to, take on kind of apprentices? Like when you have established with your name a level of quality, I have to imagine it can be a little bit daunting to bring on other people into that space. So I'm kind of curious
Sure.
how you've managed that before.
Yeah. I think the hardest part and the scariest part is kind of letting these people know your secrets, and letting them know kind of where how the sausage is made and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but it's also exciting because you see the stars in their eyes as they start to work through like, oh, that's how that happens. And then they get more creative, and they get more adventurous. And honestly, to be honest with you, some of the most, satisfying, gratifying things about training people or apprenticing people is seeing them become better than you are.
Wow. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Like I love like if what a testament to like, someone that can here I am toot my own horn, but like what a testament to someone that like, hey, I've spent the time with this person to do this, but I'm also confident to have someone around me that has developed into someone that is so good that they're even, as good or better than I am. And
Yeah.
I can feel confident that when I send them somewhere or if I ask them to do something, I might as well be doing it myself,
Yeah.
or even better. Like that's awesome, man. That's a really good feeling. Yeah.
That's amazing. And it does speak to that kind of concept of like it's a legacy as sustainability, right? Because
Mhm.
yours is, some might argue, a lost art form, or
Yeah, sure.
certainly a
I
classic and a
still wonder
cherished
if it
form.
is every day. Yeah.
Well,
Most days I'm optimistic.
but this is all the more reason why the shepherding of the art form is so important, of raising up the next craftsman to come behind you or
Yeah.
alongside you, while also developing your talents and understanding the history from like a very kind of deep way, which obviously you're well known in your industry for. But this notion that if we if you know if we don't create art, product, what have you, in a sustainable fashion, it's going to go away.
Yeah.
And so, we have to think through like, okay, how do we create the best product? How do we how do we kind of remove kind of the facade and pour ourselves and be authentic into our art form, whatever that may be, whether you're building something or crafting a blend or creating, a story or a character, what have
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
But do so in a way so that if the people who recognize the beauty in what you're doing have the ability to like support you and make that sustainable, so that you're not begging constantly to try to like get more funding here, there, and everywhere, but it's actually being like affirmed by the people who are loving it. Like this, it feeds itself, you know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
able to, and I mean, I
Sure.
know I'm just describing like how the economy works, but I mean, like
Commerce. Yeah.
but that's the thing. Like the reality is that by creating sustainable art, we create opportunities for others, and we're able to, make sure that, especially in the theatrical world, like ongoing work for artists is like, on the one hand, sometimes we look at kind of corporate art and, in disgust. And this is where that play kind of comes in. We look
Yeah.
at that with
Yeah.
like disgust and ridiculousness, but then at the same time, we're like scraping two pennies together to try to keep the lights on at the theater company. And so
Yeah.
somewhere between these two things is kind of a middle way that's, I think, a right way, which is pouring the authenticity into your art form, but also doing so in a way that's sustainable for all. You know what I mean?
Well, you're trying it. You're trying to create a culture that appreciates what is happening and what you do. And so like that, so in that sense, like it's really beneficial for you to point people to other folks that are creating maybe similar art, or to build up people that want to get into that type of art, because you become, you're creating a culture. What you're doing is create, and then if you're part of the, reason that culture is developing, we've had the benefit of becoming a resource,
Right.
in that same kind of arena.